Turns out Elon wasn't the first person that Twitter has lied to about their users. In fact, they've lied to literally all of their investors about this many, many years ago and got caught. Rewind the clock. Wish we could rewind the clock like a few decades. Wouldn't that be nice? We're rewinding the clock, unfortunately, only just a few months here. But we're going back to September of 2021. And we've got this article that says what Twitter's $809 million legal settlement tells us. Why would Twitter need to settle for $800 million? Why would they need to do that? Seems like a lot of money, right? It is a lot of money. It's actually 10% of the cash they had on their balance sheet. Twitter's like, I don't know, kind of break even. Like they make 500 million one quarter, they lose 270 the next quarter. They make 180 one quarter, they lose 500, right? Like not really. They're not really making money or losing money. It's kind of just, I don't know, this whole company is just like in limbo. But anyway, so you pay $800 million, that's a lot of money. And why would you need to do that? Oh, well, this shareholder lawsuit, which alleged that top executives at Twitter misled investors with overly optimistic statements about user growth. You can't make this stuff up. So like misreporting the number of spam bots and spam users and monetizable daily active users, like, do you think that would also count about misleading investors with overly optimistic statements about user growth? Maybe. The lawsuit cited in late 2014 that its product roadmap positioned Twitter to double its monthly active users to 550 million in the intermediate term and to 1 billion over the long term. When an earnings report a couple of months later showed growth slowing, Twitter executives reassured investors that growth would soon pick up again. Assurances that became a focus of the lawsuit. Instead, growth continued to slow, sending the stock price tanking. Measuring the accuracy of those 2014 projections isn't possible, however, because Twitter stopped reporting monthly active users in 2019. But judging from its daily active user count, what we know about the ratio of DAUs to MAUs, Twitter likely still hasn't reached the projected 550 million number, especially when it now comes out that they don't have less than 5% spam users. They possibly have more than 20% spam users. Can you smell another class action lawsuit? I can. Yep, right over here. Yep. Class action lawsuit, Twitter. Now, I think the lawyers are chomping at the bit to sue the living bejesus out of Twitter. But in order to properly file a lawsuit, you need to claim damages. You kind of need this whole saga to complete its cycle with Elon and what actually happens here. Does he actually acquire it? At what price? You know, if that price is lower than his initial offer, which if he were ever to acquire it, it absolutely will be lower, then you know that there's going to be lawsuits flying and saying, hey, you know, Twitter shareholders were owed the full acquisition price, but management misled investors about, user growth. Oh, and hey, Judge, there's precedent on this. They paid $800 million a year ago, Judge, September of 2021, for the same issue. So why do I enjoy this, Alex? Because you're sick, Alex. You're vindictive. Well, no, I just don't like communists. The level of censorship on these content platforms is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And Twitter is the worst violator. And the way Twitter has behaved and the kind of like normalization of content censorship that they've helped to bring about into this country and the world and how you conduct your content platform, completely unacceptable. So yes, I enjoy every single second and every future second of Twitter getting pummeled. And I cannot wait for the class action lawsuit. And it's well deserved.